If you watch my videos, you already know how much self-care contributes to your ability to manage stress properly in a way that stress doesn't manage you. One of the things that fall into the category of self-care is sleep, specifically adequate quality sleep. And while different people have different sleep requirements, the general recommendation is 8 hours of quality sleep every night. Now, you may be someone who simply doesn't require 8 hours. You may be well rested after as few as 5 hours or 6 hours or 7 hours. Other people may require a little more than 8 hours in order to be fully rested. What's important to remember here is that we're looking for quality sleep after which you are rejuvenated, refreshed, and rested. If you require more than 9 hours of sleep every night, that could potentially be a red flag, and I highly suggest that this is something that you discuss with your doctor or healthcare provider. You may suffer from depression, or you may be suffering from something like sleep apnea, which prevents you from getting quality deep sleep. So if you're one of the people out there who requires more than 9 hours of sleep, I highly recommend that you discuss this with your doctor. Otherwise, if your sleep is somewhere around the 8 hours, a couple of hours less, maybe an extra hour, maybe as much as 9 hours, as long as you feel healthy and rejuvenated, that's exactly what we're aiming for. So you already know by watching my videos, and I'm sure from other sources throughout the years, the importance of sleep. It allows our body the chance to not only rest and rejuvenate, but also to do things such as repair. When we are resting, our bodies take this opportunity to repair. From top to bottom, every part of our body gets to repair and heal during the time that we're sleeping. It also allows your mind to rest. Not only does it allow your mind to rest, but it allows your mind to process things that happen during the day, process things where you might be faced with decisions that are maybe difficult decisions. You know how people say to sleep on it? Well, there's a reason for it. If you're facing a decision that may be something that you're not sure about, you don't have an immediate answer to it, it could be that you simply need to sleep on it. And what's happening while you're sleeping on it, your brain is processing all sorts of information related to that decision or to that problem, whatever it is that you're trying to solve. And getting enough sleep is exactly what allows your body, your brain, to process those things and come up with answers or solutions that you're seeking. So as you can see, there are many, many reasons why we need adequate sleep every single night. And while I realize that there are life situations where you can't get the ideal every single night, but it's important to try anyway, because you cannot make up for lost sleep. So remember, aim for quality sleep and enough of it every single night. In other words, make it a priority as much as you can. Again, I realize life is what it is, but it's up to you to make it a priority, because this is a very important part of self-care. Let's talk about some things that could be helpful to you in terms of getting to that ideal slumber, falling asleep and staying asleep. First things first, you've probably heard this already. Remember screens. That means computer screens, tablet screens, phone screens. They emit blue light that disrupts our sleep cycle, that disrupts our ability to fall asleep and stay asleep. And some people are more sensitive to this than others. But remember that that could be something that affects you. So it's a good idea to turn off the screens at least an hour before your bedtime. Having a set bedtime is also a good idea. If you can get into a routine of going to bed and getting up at about the same time every day, and that includes the weekend, that's ideal because you are creating a routine for your body, something that it gets used to. So if your body gets used to going to sleep, say at 11 o'clock every night or 10 o'clock every night, whatever it may be for you, then when that time comes, it will become part of a natural rhythm for your body to prepare itself to go to sleep. If you get up at the same time every day, it's the same thing. Some people get to a point where they don't even need an alarm clock. You may add other things to your bedtime routine other than just definite or defined time to go to bed and time to get up in the morning. You could have some kind of rituals that help you to relax. Maybe you take a bath, maybe you read, maybe you listen to relaxing music. Whatever works for you, and you know yourself best, and you can try different things and see how they work. But it's important to have different things that you can incorporate into a routine that will help to relax you, that will help you to get your body ready for sleep. Some people may enjoy something like a massage or use a soothing lotion before bedtime. Maybe you want to take some extra time getting your bed ready to make sure that it's comfortable and inviting. Make it a place that you want to be at the end of a busy day. If your bed is piled with laundry or books or papers or work or toys or other junk, it may not be very inviting. So make sure that your space, your bed, is a sanctuary and is an inviting place for you to go to sleep. The same goes for your bedroom. Make sure to declutter it. Get the distractions out of it. It may sound overly simplistic, but these things really matter. If you make your bedroom and your bed a space where you want to be, a space that is relaxing and pleasant, a space without distractions, then your chances of falling asleep and staying asleep are much better. Some people may incorporate things like white noise in their bedroom. That's an individual choice or preference. If that's something that helps you to fall asleep and stay asleep, try it out. It's great. If it's nothing that you find to be beneficial, that's okay too. Some people are very sensitive to noises, and white noise machine can prevent you from hearing those other noises. For other people, that's just more noise and it won't work at all. So one way to find out is to give it a try. Another consideration may be light sources. Some people need complete darkness in order to get quality restful sleep. And while the experts are recommending that, some people don't seem to need that, and others may not even like it. So again, pay attention to what works for you. Remember, the goal here is for you to get enough quality sleep every single night. What will it take? Remember to consider things such as exercise. Some people may become overly stimulated by exercise if they exercise too late in the day. Other people don't seem to be bothered. And yet a third group may go right to sleep after exercising. So know which category you fall in. The same can be said about caffeine and alcohol. If you know that having caffeine too late in the day will keep you up or keep you tossing and turning even if you seem to fall asleep initially, then learn to avoid caffeine after a certain hour in the day. And when it comes to alcohol, while it may be tempting to have a glass of wine or have an alcoholic drink because initially it seems to relax you, studies show that while you may be able to fall asleep easier after drinking alcohol, In the end, alcohol can be very disruptive to your sleep, therefore robbing you of quality sleep. So what's the point of using alcohol to fall asleep if it turns out that the alcohol causes you to either wake up shortly thereafter or toss and turn all night and not be able to go back to sleep at all? So that's something to consider and avoid altogether if possible. You may be someone who would consider over-the-counter sleeping aids if you have a hard time falling asleep. Melatonin supplements are a good option. There are also other sleeping aids that are available over the counter. But before you proceed with any of them, it's important that, one, you educate yourself on any of the over-the-counter supplements that you may be taking or consider taking. And the other consideration is make sure you talk to your doctor. It's always safer to let your doctor know what you're struggling with, if you're struggling with sleep, and what you've tried and what else you're considering trying. They may be able to recommend just the right melatonin supplement or other sleeping aid for you, or they may have other recommendations as well. The bottom line is that sleep is essential for proper and effective self-care, and good self-care is critical for your ability to be strong and resilient and able to manage stress effectively, so that stress doesn't manage you, so that stress doesn't make you sick and take you down. So remember, make sleep a priority. Get to know yourself. Pay attention to yourself. What affects you? What helps you? What prevents you from getting good sleep? What prevents you from falling asleep? And make sure that you get into routines. The more you know, the better you understand yourself and what makes you tick, the more likely you are to master whatever it is that you want to master. In this case, it's sleep. If you're just trying random things and not paying attention to what's happening to you, that's a completely different ballgame than if you are truly paying attention, doing the things that are helpful to you, avoiding the things that are harmful or not helpful to you, and you have a much better chance of mastering this. So remember, sleep is a necessity. How do we know this? Well, because if you go without sleep for long enough, your body will eventually take over and make you fall asleep. So aside from all of the studies and all of the research that tells us how important sleep is, even if you don't believe any of that, in the end, your body will take over and make you fall asleep, because that's how important sleep is. So make sure you're getting enough sleep. And that means quality sleep, and that means every night. If you'd like to learn more about comprehensive stress management, check out the link below.